Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Moonmothgoddess Tarot. Thank you all so much for being here, for your continued love and support here on the channel. So today's pick a card reading, we are doing something a little different. I don't think I've asked this before, maybe in a different way. But we're asking Spirit, will you be, and this is for the singles, will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of this year, 2025? Okay, will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of 2025? And we're going to see whether or not that answer is yes or no. And then if the answer is yes, we'll kind of get some information as to who this person is, how, where, whatever details Spirit is willing to share about that situation. If the answer is no, of course, we'll kind of explore the energy and see what is going on, maybe perhaps blocking it from coming in, or if it's just simply, has to do with divine timing. We'll kind of see whatever message Spirit brings through and get what clarification we need with that. Okay, so will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of this year, 2025? This reading is for singles, okay? I know some of you could certainly be watching this, even though you might be in another relationship that potentially you could be thinking about ending that, and then, of course, putting yourself into the dating pool in hopes of potentially meeting someone new. So if you are in that group, use your own discernment, of course, with the messages that come through and apply it to whatever your situation might be. Okay. So this is more specifically talking about you in general. Will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of 2025? I'm not so much focused on like a specific person for you, where you could be asking, like, will me and this person be together? Okay, we're just going to kind of leave it open, whether the answer is yes or no, and kind of see with that energy. Okay, we do have 3 crystals out here for you guys to choose from. For group number 1, we have a Snowflake Obsidian. For group number 2, we have a lemon yellow obsidian. And then for group number 3, we have a turquoise. If you already feel drawn to one of these crystals, you can go ahead and go straight to the timestamp that'll take you directly to your reading. Okay, I am going to be adding in one of these cards with helping you guys to choose for those of you that need that little bit of extra help. So let's see. And I think I am going to put the cards face down only because, and I'm going to take a look at them first before I show them to you guys, because this deck does have a lot of imagery that is not the most YouTube friendly. And rather than having to do a bunch of editing, I'd rather just look at it first and then see what I need to cover up, if anything. So group 1 with the Snowflake Obsidian. Will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of 2025? Also keep in mind that this is a general reading. If you want something more specific to you, your own energy, my email is in the description box of every single video that I upload. You can send me an email and I will provide you with more information on booking readings with me. So group 1, that's for you. Group 2 with the lemon yellow obsidian. Will you be in a committed long-term relationship by the end of 2025? And I'm feeling this one for group 3. Okay. So group 1, I'm going to take a look. Yours is fine. We've got Joy here with the Snowflake Obsidian. Group 2, we're good. We got fear. I do apologize for the noise, guys. Most of you know I'm in the middle of move right now. We're in an Airbnb and we will be in our place this Saturday. So right now I'm in the middle of downtown. So there's a lot of noise. This one's fine. Okay, so we've got soul for group number 3. The place that we chose is, it's quiet, which is good for me because I need the quiet for what I do, but it's also close enough still to the hustle and bustle so we can have fun and go out and do things. We've got soul here for group 3, and yours is turquoise. Okay, so those are the choices for today. Will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of 2025, this year? Pause the video if you need a little bit more time, and I will see you all at your reading. Hi, group 1. So those of you that resonated with this Snowflake, Obsidian, and Joy, this is going to be a reading today. So we're finding out, will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of 2025? So far, this card seems positive. Let's hope that the energy kind of reflects that. We'll see what's going on. So let's see. And some of you too, I just thought about something. Some of you might be dating someone too, actively seeing or dating someone and, wondering, maybe am I going to be in a relationship with them? Are they going to commit by the end of this year? So that might also be a group of you that are watching the reading for this as well. Like I said, we'll just leave it open. I know that in the intro I said that I'm not doing that specifically, you and another person, but, if you are dating someone, let's see. Group number 1. Will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of 2025? We have the Queen of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have the High Priestess. Pisces energy. Oops. We have the Five of Cups. Will you be in a long-term committed relationship? We have the Knight of Pentacles. By the end of 2025. We have the Ten of Cups. The Three of Wands. We have the Hermit. Sun. The Seven of Wands. And the Eight of Cups. Okay, so we're kind of asking about whether or not it's going to happen by the end of this year, 2025. There's a few things I want to clarify here. Why is this Five of Cups here? Because the Five of Cups is when we feel a little bit discouraged or disappointed. We kind of feel that feeling of hopelessness about something. And Knight of Pentacles energy moves very slowly. Okay. This energy almost kind of gives to me this energy of waiting. Why is the Five of Cups here? Ace of Swords. We've got the Five of Wands. Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so right now we're almost just about at the end of August. September is what? Next week. September of 2025. So we've got all of September, October, November, December. That's like 4 months. So I'm seeing it happen for you, Group 1. I just don't think it's happening by the end of 2025. Okay? This feels like more so the next 8 to 10 months. Okay? Which would put us at, let's see, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So maybe March and May. I feel like for some of you, Pisces season could be significant. Okay. So it feels more so the next 8 to 10 months. So there might be a little bit of discouragement here that you might feel about, like, especially if you're actively dating and you're finding that perhaps the people that you're connecting with aren't quite aligning just right. This, to me, when I look at this Hermit energy, the Hermit is about solitude, okay? And here, when I look at this Sun card here, she's ringing the gong and she's kind of like looking up at the sun. The sun is a very beautiful, positive card about success. And I feel like with the Seven of Wands here, this is about facing challenges and obstacles and things that we might have to overcome. Here, it kind of looks like in this picture, she's crossing some kind of little river here. Like she's got to get to the other side. So it kind of makes me feel that you could be faced with a little bit of some challenges here before this actually happens. Okay? Three of Wands is about like when we're waiting for something. We're anticipating it, expecting it, right? So there's still this positive outcome here. I feel like it's just not happening as quickly as maybe we would like it to. Okay? Like I said, this kind of feels more so this could be something that's happening in the next 8 to 10 months for some of you. Okay? Now, I know some of you might even be watching this reading after, like well after this time, you know, beyond 2025. We might even be in 2026 already and you're watching this reading. And if you are, I want to say that Virgo season could also be significant. Leo season is here. Leo, Virgo. Okay. Now, Leo season does actually start in August. um, it's in July and August. So maybe for some of you, this might be like a summer thing. Okay. Also, we have a big, bright sun right there, too. The sun is showing up here. So this might even be summertime, could be significant. Okay, depending on what, if you're in the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. That could be significant. So yeah, it's like you still have this positive outcome here. So this is where Spirit is saying, don't get discouraged. It's happening. The Three of Wands is about when something is on the horizon. Okay. Something is kind of like coming towards us in a way. And that's the Ten of Cups. We get the Ten of Cups here, which is also another beautiful card of joy and happiness and success and fulfillment. So it's kind of like this is happening for you. It just may not be happening as quickly as you want. So there is going to be a need for you to be patient here. Okay. I do want to clarify the High Priestess. Now, some of you could be dealing with someone right now. And I feel like your own intuition will tell you if it really is a person that you need to let go of. Some of you, I'm also seeing that, okay? A need to release someone that you could be dealing with or dating or trying to make that work, when in fact that person might not necessarily be in alignment for you. And there's a need for you to maybe move on from that person and continue to focus on what you really desire here. In a way, it's kind of like you're creating space to receive what the universe is trying to bring to you. Okay? Why is the High Priestess here? Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands. And the Seven of Swords. Yeah, some of you, there's someone, and again, I don't think this is all of you, but some of you that are resonating with this could be dealing with a person currently or may in the near future, okay, over the next 5 months, that is not the one. Is not the one. So this person could be, you could be receiving something within your intuition. So this is going to be a need for you to pay very close attention to what your gut feelings are telling you about this person. And I feel like some of you might be experiencing this within the next 5 months, okay? About a person who could be creating this illusion surrounding commitment. They're going to be someone who they might be a little bit of an avoidant, okay, type of person. They might be a person who gets a little bit defensive when you try to ask them where this connection is headed, where is it going, things like that. Or they might just be very, I want to say very flighty with you. They might be inconsistent. And it might, at first, it might seem like, okay, there's potential here. But with that Seven of Swords showing up, that's deception. That's an illusion. Okay? And your intuition is going to sound off the alarm bells about this person that is not quite aligned for you. So there is going to be a need for you to stand your ground with what you want, about not letting yourself be strung along, manipulated, continue to hold, and I love this image here with the Hermit, continue to hold space for what it is that you really desire, okay? Sometimes, especially right before, I notice this happens a lot, right before we have something sometimes like awesome come into our life, amazing, we get tested. And it kind of, I feel like in a way, it's where the universe kind of checks to see if our energy, our vibration, basically, is ready to receive whatever that might be. Okay? And so this is where you're holding true to what you want and what you desire. You're not taking less. Okay? You're not taking less than it. And we're not trying to force something with someone that's not aligning for you. Okay? Your intuition is going to tell you, not this one. And it might be going against what your ego says, but your higher self is saying, nope, we need to let this one go. Yeah. And that might, it might require you to set boundaries with people and to have enough strength to walk away from something that is not bringing you fulfillment. It's not, or even if it's a situation you feel like is just not going anywhere, so that we're not just kind of wasting time with someone, giving them all our time and our energy that isn't really leading to what it is that you're actually looking for. If someone is taking things slow, that's one thing, because just because someone takes things slow doesn't mean that it's not worth it. As long as the person is showing you that they're being consistent and that there is progression there, even if it's small, then that might be something that you want to continue to build with that person, as long as they're showing you that, over the course of time, that they're continuing to build and build and build upon that relationship with you. Okay? So now what I want to do, because like I said, I don't see it really happening before the end of 2025, but some of you it's the next 8 to 10 months. Okay? If this could be happening March, April, May, around there. Okay, some of you it might even be into July, August, and then Virgo season. When is Virgo season? Virgo is at the end of August into September. Okay. Yeah, but for those of you that are going to be watching this like now, today, I don't think it's this season that we're dealing with Virgo season, okay? I think it feels more next year, okay? All right, so we want to ask Spirit here, who is this person? Okay. Who is this person that group number 1 is going to be in a committed relationship with? Who is this person? 7 of Wands. Who is this person? Page of Swords. 8 of Cups. Ace of Wands. Who is this person? Nine of Pentacles. The Hermit and the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, 10 of Wands in reverse, the 2 of Swords, 5 of Wands, we got the 10 of Pentacles here. Okay, so I am seeing air sign energy here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We've also got Virgo energy here as well. Some of you, I feel like this is a person who may have been single for a long time. Okay. May have been single for a long time. I do feel like this person is someone who is a very deep thinker. Okay. Someone who loves knowledge, information, studying, learning. I definitely feel like it's going to be a person who has taken time to really become the best version of themselves. I do feel like this person in the past has had a tendency to be a little bit hard on themselves. They're someone who is willing to do what it takes to... It feels like this person, when there's challenge, that this person is someone who is not going to give up, is not going to back down. They might kind of be that type of person who works well under pressure, you know, with getting something done. Yeah, a person who has kind of like this true desire to be successful. I mean, we got the 9 and 10 of Pentacles here, so it's like a person who is kind of like wanting to outdo themselves, like the former version of themselves, where they take the time to do better, be better. They're very, I feel like very competitive in a good way, you know. They're someone who really does want to have a really amazing life, with, especially as it relates to career success. They're a very creative person. They're a person who doesn't mind, I want to say they don't mind being alone, you know? Or they could even be a person who does like their alone time. Okay? They're going to be a person who's very independent. A person who's very confident in themselves. They could be a person who does have their own business. I do feel like this person is very financially comfortable. Okay. Some of you, this person could be self-made, meaning that they are a business owner. They've got their own business. They're definitely someone who plans, you know, for over the long term. To achieve goals. Like this person wants to live, and I feel like they are actually living a great life, you know. What else am I getting from this? Yeah, it feels like this person has done like a lot of work on themselves, a lot of really changing their mindset. I'm seeing the Star and the 5 of Swords at the bottom. Aquarius energy, but just a lot of changing and shifting that this person has made, like a lot of personal transformation. I feel like this person is a very intelligent, okay? They notice the details. They pay very close attention, you know, to taking it all in, really observing. Some of you, I feel like this person could be a little bit more on the reserved side. Okay. Very introspective type of person. Some of this person might be very spiritual. Okay, so what I want to ask here, this person, yeah, look at this. We've got the Eight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles. This person's also very generous. They have a very giving heart. Very successful. Very successful person. So whatever they're doing in terms of their career, their finances, they're a person who makes really good decisions. Good financial decisions that have put them in a place where they're really able to enjoy the fruits of their labor with how hard this person has worked to get to where they are. Okay, so I want to ask Spirit here, how are you going to meet this person? How are you going to meet this person? This person's very wise. And even if they're a younger person, like you meet them and they're a younger in terms of their age, they're kind of like wise beyond their years. Okay? How are you going to meet this person? King of Swords in reverse, Ten of Swords, Three of Wands. This feels like there is some kind of distance here. So maybe for some of you, this could be like an online thing. For others of you, it makes me think about like something having to do with work or career, where maybe you have to travel, they have to travel. Somebody could be on vacation. How will you meet? Seven of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. Six of Wands. Interesting. And Three of Pentacles. Okay. So, yeah, it feels like there's some kind of work situation here. Or the Three of Pentacles can talk about like a collaboration or a community. Maybe it's some type of community event or some type of business collaboration here that you could be doing with this other person, or they could be doing with the company that you work for. The Six of Wands is about, it could be a celebratory energy. It could be about some type of recognition. Meaning, like, let's just say you're at some kind of work event where they are celebrating someone's performance. Maybe it's your performance. The Six of Wands is about being in the spotlight and getting recognition, getting noticed. It could even be that this person is someone who is in the public eye, or if you work in the public eye, it could be that this person is part of your community and maybe they go to your event. Maybe you're having some type of event within your community and you catch this person's attention, or they catch your attention. Okay. Yeah, some of you, this person could be have some kind of public persona or appearance, or like I said, it could be something where we're celebrating something at work or for work. or there's some type of award ceremony, you know, somebody's being celebrated and all eyes are on that person. Okay. So it could be tied into something like that. Somebody that you do collaborate with in some way. It could even be through friends. Okay, like a friend of a friend. It might even be someone who you're getting counsel from, advice from. Yeah, or so I'm seeing some type of friend group situation here. Okay. All right, so let's ask Spirit here if there's anything else that you need to know about this. Anything else that's relevant, Spirit, that group 1 needs to know? Anything else? We have distracted here, sidetracked, change, and delays. And we have bitterness here, resentment, anger, and hurtful words. And realizations, epiphanies, understandings, and awakenings. And then I am seeing releasing here at the bottom with letting go and shallow. Like I said, some of you, and this is again very specific, some of you could be distracted right now with another person, or could find that if you're actively dating, that there is someone that comes in and they could be a distraction from the person that you are supposed to be with. So again, this is where you're going to need to use your discernment and to really pay attention. And like I said earlier, stand your ground with what you want. If this person that you could meet or date and they're just kind of showing you signs here that they're not really connecting with you on a deeper level, or they're not making you a priority, they're distracted by other things in their life, they're walking away from you, let them go. Okay? Try not to feel, bitter about it or angry about it. Even though if you feel that way, it's valid. But this is where I feel like Spirit's saying that if this person was somebody who's not really investing into you and not really allowing themselves to connect with you on a deeper level, perhaps you could be having some kind of an epiphany or realization about that need to let that person go. Okay. Also, if you're someone who's holding on to resentment or anger because of past situations that haven't worked out so well, this can also be an energy that you really want to work towards releasing from your energy field, okay, to be something that allows you to be open to receive energetically this person. Because when we're in the wrong vibration, okay, when we're holding on to lower vibrational energies, remember that the universe does not speak a language. The universe responds to whatever our vibration is. So if we're trying to manifest into our life, right, long-term, stable, healthy, beautiful, loving partnership, we have to embody that energy. We have to embody stability and love and nurturing and believing that we're worthy of it. Our thoughts have to align with that, right? If we're someone who is just angry and bitter and thinking negative all the time about love and relationships, we could unconsciously manifest more of that same situation into our life. And we don't want to do that. Okay. We want to, and that could certainly be things that cause delays, right? Delays with us energetically, because we haven't aligned our energy to what we desire yet. We may consciously say, hey, universe, I'm ready. I want it. But we might have an underlying belief system that says, I don't feel worthy of it, right? So we're going to receive what we believe we're worthy of. So this could certainly be helping you to change shift, release any lower frequency energies that will help you to align. And joy is also a high vibrational energy. Okay, so this may also be something that you want to focus on. Being happy, allowing yourself to feel joy and happiness, doing things in your life that bring you joy and happiness, so that we can be in a better state vibrationally versus focusing on lower energies. Okay, that'll help us to shift our vibration in a positive way, which will help to clear blockages, energetic blockages with our manifestations coming in. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this here for you, group 1. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, group 2. So those of you that resonated with the lemon yellow obsidian and the fear card, this is going to be your reading today. So we're asking Spirit, will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of 2025? Okay, and we do have fear as your card that is coming up here. So we're going to look at the energy and see what's coming through. As I told group 1, I know that for the most part, we're setting the intention that this is for those of you that are single. But I know that some of you might tune into this reading that are actually dating someone right now. And you might have that person in your mind, about watching this reading and saying, oh, maybe I'll see if, I'm going to end up in a committed relationship with this person. If you want to use the reading that way, feel free to do so. Like I said, I'm not really holding it to that it has to be about that. But if that's what resonates for you, depending on the type of situation that you're in, of course, use your own discernment with this reading, okay? I'm kind of going into this without any specific person in mind, just as a general question of whether or not you will be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of 2025 or not. So group 2, will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of 2025, group 2? The 2 of Wands. We've got the Page of Cups in reverse. Ten of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of 2025? We've got the Four of Swords, the Emperor, Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, Three of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. Okay, so we have Pisces energy here, Scorpio and Cancer, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I want to look at why this Page of Cups is in reverse. Why is this Page of Cups in reverse? Knight of Swords in reverse. Queen of Swords. This feels like talks about feelings and direction here. Someone is being very, I feel like, assertive and clear about what they want. Now, again, some of you could be dealing with the person right now, and some of you, this is going to be someone that you meet that you could start dating, okay? I want to look at how is fear impacting this situation? The Page of Wands. How is fear impacting this? Five of Swords, which could lead a person into some self-sabotaging behaviors, trust issues, especially when it comes to seeing the potential of this. Why is the Ace of Swords here? Ten of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. And the Eight of Cups. Okay. There's something that you need to do with this person, okay? And I don't know, like I said, some of you, it could be that you're actively dating this person right now. And for some of you, it's going to be a person that you actually end up meeting. The way that this looks like this is kind of playing out here is that you could be very clear with this person and very direct about what it is that you're looking for. You're not looking to waste time. You're looking for a long-term, stable relationship. And I kind of feel that the person that you could be connecting with could be someone who may be, for some of you, a little bit on the emotionally immature side. A person who might not be very clear and direct as you are when you talk about what you want and, you know, from dating this person. And I kind of feel like this person might be kind of stuck in a little bit of some immature behaviors with the way that they allow to affect them with taking the lead or taking a step to commit. And I feel actually what needs to happen here is that with you seeing and through your own discernment with how this person is acting, that you should cut them off. You should cut them off. You should pull back. You should withdraw from them, walk away, and let them know that you're saying to them, like, I'm out of here. I'm done. I gave you enough time, enough energy. That's it. Because this is you showing that you mean business. You're not looking to play games. You're not looking to be manipulated. It's either you step up or you don't. And I feel that by you doing this with this person is actually going to be something that helps them to push past this block that they may have been dealing with you or even any other people in their past, where this kind of behavior has affected those connections, that you're going to be the person that kind of knocks them out of this cycle. And it's going to require you walking away. Because I feel like maybe not even like 3 weeks later, this person is stepping up. Now, if this is something when you are listening to this and you're like, no, I'm not going to have to do all of that, I don't want to do it, that's totally fine. It's totally up to you. Okay? But the energy that I'm picking up on here feels like this could very well be something that happens, I want to say early next year. Okay? It may not necessarily be something that happens by the end of this year, but it feels like you were actually getting what you want in terms of long-term relationship partner. And for some of you, it is going to require you to not settle for breadcrumbs with this person. If they seem like they're being manipulative, or they're playing games, or they're being wishy-washy, and they're not being very clear with you, you don't have time for that. This is where you cut them off, walk away, and maybe even let them know, hey, this is enough. This isn't good enough. I need more. I need you to show me more commitment, more effort, more consistency. And by you holding your power and setting that boundary and walking away is what helps this person to step up. Especially if you're someone who really likes them and you do want this to work. It's going to require your strength in saying, if you're not stepping up, I'm walking. Okay? And I feel like not long after you do that is where things completely shift around. Okay? And it feels like very quickly. Because they're hurt by you moving, like letting go. Because I feel like it kind of gives this person a realization where they start to feel frustrated with this pattern that they have. Okay? Where they really start to think, and they're looking for you, and they're missing you, and they're thinking about the two of you having a future with each other. And then they're ready to step up and take action. And sometimes we need that. Sometimes, I know that you guys know that saying, you don't know what you've got until it's gone, until you've lost it. And then you lose it, and then you're like, oh my goodness, what did I do? And that's kind of what this situation feels like. And then once this person does, this is long term, okay? This is kind of like life partner. Life partner. But, you could be that person who kind of comes into this person's life, and this could be a huge lesson that they learn. Are they going to continue to let their past affect their love life? Or are they going to grow as a person and say, you know what? No, the things that have happened to me in the past have created a lot of fears, but I'm not going to let those fears hold me back any longer. It's time to grow. It's time to evolve. And exploring this connection with group number 2 is something that is worthwhile. Okay? So like I said, I kind of feel like it could be something that happens early next year. It might be through the end of this year, where if you do end up meeting this person, or you're currently dealing with them, where it's going to require you potentially just walking away and just saying, no, you need to take some kind of action here. That's what brings the breakthrough, is you walking away and ending things with this person, cutting them off, is what helps with the breakthrough in this energy. Okay. Okay, what I want to do, I want to ask Spirit here, who is this person? It feels like you're really going to help this person with the growth that they need. Not that you're doing the work for them and that you're healing them and you're fixing them, but it's more or less about you being in your power that gives them a wake-up call. Okay. So who is this person? Who is this person? Knight of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And then Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yeah, this feels like a very free-spirited person. They might for some of you be a person who loves to spend time outdoors. I'm noticing in this picture here there's a person in a boat with their dog. So they might be someone who does have a dog, or likes to go places with their animal. Likes being in nature, a very free-spirited person. I feel like for the most part, they could be a person who's very down to earth. Okay. Who is this person? Passionate, romantic type of person. They could be someone who's very attractive. Okay, group 2, very attractive person. There could be something with their eyes, the way that it could be the color of them, the shape of them, the way they look at you. I feel like this person is also someone who does have a very generous heart. They're very intelligent. They're very, I feel like very career and goal oriented type of person as well. They are a charmer. Why is this 8 of Swords here? Yeah. So this person is going to be someone who you notice does have a fear of relationships and commitment, okay? And that's kind of what's happening here with this situation. We got the Lovers here and the King of Pentacles in reverse. So it's kind of like they might initially, which is what you're going to get, right? When you first connect with this person, is you're going to get that very flighty, inconsistent energy from this person, but there's going to be a very strong connection between the two of you. But they might have like real fears of commitment. So there will be some growing here. It feels like when they come in, they're not quite like, there's blockages, is what it feels like. And it's their fears. Some of you might meet this person at a party, at an event, some kind of community event, a concert, something outdoor, a festival. I don't know. Right now, Burning Man is going on. I don't know if some of you are planning on going there, but it is a festival that's out in the desert. But yeah, it feels like a very free-spirited, kind of individual, someone who's very creative. It just feels like very easygoing, very like chill kind of person. Yeah, but then when it comes to commitment, that's what it might create some fears within this person. Okay, so I want to ask Spirit here, how, let's grab another deck. How will you meet this person? How is group 2 going to meet this person? The Star. Queen of Swords and the Five of Wands. This feels like there's other people around. Page of Cups. Why is the Star here? Some of you, it might be some kind of online thing, okay? Yeah, some kind of online thing here, messaging. Some of you, I'm getting there's other people here. I will say this. Some of you, that could be like, if you're someone who likes to go out with, like, with your friends and stuff like that. I want to say, if you have a friend that is kind of jealous, kind of competitive with you, it kind of makes me feel that when you do meet this romantic interest, some of you might have I don't think this is all of you, but some of you might have like a flirty friend who doesn't really have boundaries, where if there's somebody that you're interested in, where this jealous friend that tried to kind of get the attention of this person, like just jealousy or envy, like, so this might be a need for you to, speak up and be assertive, if you do deal with that kind of situation. Oops. Where you have like a friend where you make it very clear, like, hey, I like that guy across the room, he's good looking, and then there goes your friend just like strutting her stuff across the room to go, talk to that person, not for you, but for her. So yeah, maybe there's a need to kind of, I don't know, choose your friends a little more carefully, or speak up or say something here. All right, so let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, I'm seeing some of you, this is like a party, an event, some kind of like maybe a little outing or something here. Maybe there's travel involved. Anything else that is relevant that group 2 needs to know? Mistakes, boundaries. We have misunderstood, victim, lost soul. With boundaries, no, drawing the line, and enough. And then we have chemistry here, attraction, spark, and passion. Okay, and then I'm seeing emotional storm at the bottom with turmoil, unstable, and affected. Okay, so like I said, maybe for some of you, maybe you need to set boundaries with them, with this person coming in. That's what you're doing. This person might make some mistakes, or you could make some mistakes, and it could cause a little bit of some turmoil here. Okay, but I do feel like Spirit's saying that the chemistry between you and this person is going to be very strong. Okay? All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, group 2. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, group 3. So those of you that resonated with the turquoise and the body card, this is going to be your reading today. So we're finding out, will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of 2025? I'm sorry, this doesn't say body, it says soul. I thought it said body. I was looking at the body. So we have soul here. Okay, let's see. I wonder if I said body in the beginning too, in the intro, instead of saying soul. Okay, so group number 3, will you be in a committed long-term relationship by the end of 2025? Will you be in a long-term committed relationship by the end of 2025, group 3? The 8 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, the Devil, Queen of Swords. Page of Swords, 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords, Knight of Swords. Okay, so I'm going to say the answer is no, okay? What I feel, I'm feeling two different things here, two different energies. Some of you could be actively dating, and for those of you where you're actively dating and you're not finding the right person, okay? I feel that in a way this is a good thing. It's a positive thing, even though there could be certain people that just kind of come out of your life and you're just not liking who's coming to you. I like this for you because you have a very clear idea of what you're looking for. And I feel like you're someone who is not afraid of walking away from people, rejecting certain people, turning certain people who are coming towards you down. I feel that you have a great gift of discernment to tell when there are certain people who are full of you know what, that are creating an illusion of compatibility or of, you know, them wanting long-term relationship or commitment. I feel like you can see right through it. Okay. And with Soul being your card, it feels that there's something very specific that you're looking for, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Because I feel like you're looking for a connection that goes beyond perhaps some of the ones that you have been meeting. And sometimes you might feel a little bit, you know, discouraged and thinking like, I'm never going to be able to find somebody, because I feel like you're looking for somebody that you resonate with on a deep soul level. Okay? A deep soul level. And I feel like I'm seeing the Ace of Swords here at the bottom. I love this with the Six of Cups. And there's the Lovers. I love it. Okay. So I have to cover some of this up a little bit. But we got the Ace of Cups. I'm sorry, the Ace of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Lovers, and the Chariot. Okay. So what's happening here is you are probably going to be dating, okay, through the end of this year. And it looks like it could potentially be through Capricorn season, which does go until, you know, into January. But there's a breakthrough here with this Ace of Swords, okay? And I'm seeing how the Queen and the King of Swords is here. This is soulmate. This is the person that you've been holding out for, okay? So trust that it's coming. I feel like there might be a little bit more of these potential dates, partners that you have come towards you that you're just like, no, not it. Not what I'm looking for. Because again, you're looking for somebody that just gets you on a deeper soul level, okay? And it's happening. It's happening. Okay. Gemini and Cancer season. The Gemini and Cancer season could be significant, which could be next year. Okay. Next year. This is soulmate. The person you've been seeking. Okay. Gemini and Cancer season could be significant here with the timing. But yeah, like I said, it feels like through Capricorn season, which is in, you know, it ends in January and moves into Aquarius season, where you could be dealing with people that are, you know, I mean, it could even be the other way around. People that walk away from you, people that reject you, people that are have fears of commitment, people that are very intense in the beginning, but then things kind of like fizzle out. People that are very detached or very cold and guarded and emotionally withdrawn. And you're looking for that deep, spiritual, soulful bond, and you will have it. Okay. Continue to use your discernment with, you know, being clear about what it is that you want. Because I feel like this helps to reinforce your vibration of no, I'm not willing to settle for less. I know what I want. I'm clear about what I want. And I feel like the universe is responding to that. So continue to maintain that energy. For some of you, it might even be as early as next February, okay, of 2026. But some of you, this might be something that's moving with Gemini and Cancer season, which Gemini season does begin in May, okay, May, and then June and July, through a little bit of July with Cancer season. Okay, so now I want to ask Spirit here, who is this person? But from what I can see so far, this is soulmate. Okay, so who is this person that you're going to be in a long-term committed relationship with? Who is this person? Ten of Swords. Five of Swords. Who is this person? Three of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. The Tower. Two of Wands. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. And the Tower is here. Okay. This feels like there's some type of big life event that's happening here. It could either be for you or the other person. But the Tower is something that happens, like, we don't even see it coming. It happens super unexpectedly. Sometimes it could be when we're going through some type of upheaval in our life. The Wheel of Fortune is about change, and this is like major change, right? The major changes in our life would be, I don't know, like a divorce, a career change. We're changing where we live. We're moving, right? So this is big. Now, if you are someone who's been contemplating, you know, relocating, moving to another part of the world, I'm noticing how she's sitting here and there's the world above her head. The Two of Wands is about planning something. This Eight of Wands can be about travel. The Ace of Pentacles can be about some type of new beginning. So you can be like buying a house, moving into a new house, getting a new job. The Three of Pentacles can talk about a collaboration, a community. Some of you might be moving to a new community in which you're going to interact with new people. So you might kind of like unexpectedly run into this person as you're being introduced to new people in the community. They could even be a person that you meet through work or through friends. Again, very unexpectedly. There might even be a situation that you're kind of going through that causes some kind of upheaval in your life and causes you to kind of redirect somewhere. And because of that redirection, it's actually leading you to this person. So it's kind of like there's a silver lining to things kind of falling apart. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, let's just say that, I don't know, we'll use the example of you have a trip planned. You planned a trip and you booked your flight, and then the flight gets delayed or canceled. And then because of that, you know, you have to go to this other place, or you have to rebook your flight a little bit later, or just something like that. Some kind of event here that might cause a little bit of upheaval, unexpected, unplanned, and you might feel upset, okay? Upset because it's happened, but it's actually leading you to align with this person. Okay? Or leading them to you because of some type of mishap or some type of, you know, misunderstanding or some type of conflict or challenge that either you or the other person have to go through. And the Wheel of Fortune is about fate, destiny, you know, just kind of aligning things perfectly. So yeah, some of you could be a person that you do meet through work, through friends, through community, through some type of maybe like big life-changing event that you could go through here, especially new job, you know, business, opportunity, collaboration, something like that. So what else do you need to know about this? Queen of Wands, the Moon. Okay. So because it is going to be something with the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune here, again, this is something that happens. You don't see it coming. It's unexpected. I don't feel like Spirit is wanting to give you all the details about how it's going to turn out. The moon is when things are still hidden or concealed, or that we can't see them, you know, all of it right now. I'm seeing the Fool here and the Page of Cups. I feel like the important thing that Spirit is wanting you to acknowledge or to recognize at this time is be open to receive. Okay? Be open to receive. Continue to keep your energy in a place of excitement and positivity, trust. Okay, I do feel like this person will be someone who's very sweet, very playful, very romantic, very free-spirited, very confident. Yeah, very confident in themselves. This person might even be someone who's already starting to have dreams about you, or vice versa. You could start to have dreams about them. This person might be someone who likes to go on like outdoor kind of like adventures and travels and things of that nature. I do feel like this person's going to be someone who's very ambitious, very creative, very confident, very charismatic. You'll certainly notice them when they walk into a room. Okay? They kind of just, their presence, there's something about this person's presence that's just very eye-catching. Like you can't not notice them. You can't not notice them. Okay, so now I want to ask Spirit here if there's anything else that you need to know. Anything else that you need to know? We have ecstasy here, chasing thrills, excitement, and a good time. Anything else you need to know? The curse, negative mind, releasing, letting go, moving on, and it says walking away. I'm also seeing obscurity here. Okay, so again, going back to what we were seeing in the beginning, where if there are certain people that you connect with that, or that you're meeting, that, you know, they're not taking it seriously. They're kind of doing things that are not really, from what you see, really leading to a long-term commitment or relationship. Okay. Don't feel like you're cursed, okay? Or that, you know, it's never going to happen, or that you're never going to meet someone and things like that. This is where Spirit is saying, continue to stay positive and feel confident in moving away from those, because like I said, it's kind of like you're reinforcing the mindset of knowing exactly what you want and not settling for less, right? I want to see what this obscurity is here. King of Swords, Four of Wands, Six of Swords. Okay, now with this person, I noticed earlier too that the King of Swords came out with the Queen of Swords. So they could be an air sign, okay? For some of you, they could be an air sign. They could also be a person who's very wise, very intelligent, very well spoken, very honest. They might be a person that's very hard to read. Like initially you might look at them and be like, oh, I don't think this person's interested in me. Like they might be, and this is kind of where I feel like a lot of people might misjudge this person, because they might look at this person's appearance and think, oh, this person doesn't look very nice, or they don't look very much like they how do I want to say that? Kind of like where you might meet someone initially. I mean, I've gotten that too in my past, where people have told me that I have, I can't say it on here, but that I have, what is it called? RBF, if you know what I mean. Um, and until somebody actually starts talking to me and getting to know me, then they're like, where they kind of judge that they thought I was like stuck up and all this kind of stuff, but really not, when you start talking to me. Um, but yeah, that's what this kind of gives me, is like a person who from the exterior they might look like super serious, and it makes me feel like this person could be like, I mean, you could even be going out with your friends. Look at how these ladies are out like dancing at some kind of celebration or party there. So they could even be someone who's like noticing you and watching you have fun, and you wouldn't even know, like, wow, this person's interested in me. Okay, but they are. Look at that little grin. Yeah. They could even be like a person who's part of like your friend group, and then like you would never know, like, wow, this person likes me? This person's interested? So yeah. All right, so I'm going to leave it here for you, group 3. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.